Hi, do you know what electricity is? Something very normal in our lives, but sometimes we don't know exactly what it is. In the outlet in our home, we have electricity. In the lightnings, there are lots of electricity. In the batteries also. But what is exactly this electricity? In this video, I'm going to explain to you. So, what is electricity? Before I explain, let me tell you some basic concepts before. The first one is the concept of atom. The atom is something very small that is inside of every material, every element we have in the nature. In this nail, for example, we have lots of billions of millions of atoms. In my clothes, in my skin, everything in the nature has atoms. But the atoms is such small that we cannot see. Do you have an idea how small it is? Let's take a normal rule, the one we use in the school. With this rule, we can measure 1 centimeter. Okay? With this 1 centimeter, let's divide it by 10 equal parts. So we will get 1 millimeter. With this 1 millimeter, you can imagine that something that measures 1 millimeter can be seen using a simple magnifying glass. It's not so small. The atom is smaller, so we need to get this 1 millimeter and divide by 1,000 equal parts. So we will get 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer is like 1 bacterium, for example. We can see something about this size using a normal microscope. But atom is smaller, even smaller. Let's take 1 micrometer and divide again by 1,000. We get 1 nanometer. Something about this size can be seen using an electronic microscope. Not even this atom size. We take 1 nanometer, divide by 1,000 again, finally we get 1 picometer. Atoms are measured using picometer dimension. Do you have an idea? This nail I have here, made of iron, its atom measures more or less 156 picometer. Its diameter measures something like this. So, since I know that everything is made of atoms, and I know that atom is very small, we cannot see, let's imagine, okay? Lots of things I'm going to explain here are based in theories. So, first imagination is to have a super microscope. Imagine we can see about 1 picometer. If it was possible, I take a look in this nail, I will see something like this. Atoms. If I take only 1 atom and watch this atom using a very slow cam, I will see something like this. I see that the atom is made by 3 parts. The first part is the nucleus. The one is in the center of the atom. This nucleus is formed by protons and neutrons. Okay, 2 kinds of parts inside the nucleus, always there. And the last part are the electrons. The electrons are the parts moving around the nucleus. Finally, the one responsible for the electricity. Okay? Since I know what atom is and I know that there are electrons, I'm starting to know about electricity. But before, let's talk about some curiosities important to finally understand the electricity. The first one is that in the nature, every element we get in the nature are listed here in the periodic table. The periodic table normal that you use in the chemistry classes. There we have the relation of all elements, at least humans know so far. And for each element listed here, we have some informations. The most important for us now is the atomic number of the element. In this nail made of iron, so I have here the element represented by the code Fe, that says iron, and in the code Fe we will find that its atomic number is the 26. It means that its atom of the iron has 26 electrons turning around the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we have also 26 protons. So a stable material is the one that has the same number of electrons and protons. Each element has its specific number of electrons. In this atom I showed here, we see that we have 3 electrons. That atom represents the lithium element. To represent the iron element, we need to have here 26 electrons turning around. Okay? Another concept very important is the molecule concept. Some materials you find in the nature are a mix of different atoms, like the water, for example. The water is a mix of atoms from the hydrogen and the oxygen. We have 2 atoms of hydrogens mixed with 1 atom of oxygen. That makes a water molecule. This nail, indeed, is not made of iron. It's made of steel. Steel, it's also a combination of atoms, so we have the molecule for the steel with atoms from iron and also atoms from carbon. Mixing those atoms, we finally get the molecule for the steel. Another thing very important is that everything in the nature stores lots of energy, but lots of energy. Everything. This nail or something smaller, no matter, has lots of energy. Once Albert Einstein wrote this equation that explains how much each material can have of energy. Watch that the equation says the energy, the E, is equal to the M, that is the mass of the material or the weight in kilograms, and multiply this weight by c, that is the light of speed, the speed of light. Okay? The weight multiplied by the speed of light squared. The speed of light, to you have an idea, in kilometers per second, it's about 300,000 kilometers per second, the speed of light. This number is very big, squared and multiplied for the mass, so imagine how much energy we have stored here. The energy is the responsible to make the atom work. This is why the electrons are turning around the nucleus, the energy. Everything has energy in the nature. Starting from the sun, all planets moves around the sun because of energy. The moon moves around the earth because of energy, and so on. Okay? The last basic concept is the electrization. Finally, we are almost getting there to understand what electricity is. Electrization is another natural event that says that any material can lose electrons or gain electrons. So we saw that the iron atomic number is 26 electrons. Okay? The stable situation for the iron is having 26 electrons in your atoms. But it can lose electrons. It can give electrons to another material. So it will be electrified. This electrization makes the electrons to go to other materials, so it will have less electrons than it needs. So we have two situations considering electrization. We can have one material positive charged. So in this example, see that the stabilization for this atom is to have 4 protons and 4 electrons. But in this case, this atom lost 2 electrons. In the final sum here, we see that we have a positive charge of 2 electrons. So it lost 2 electrons, it got a positive charge. The opposite is the same. We can have a material with negative charge. In this example, we have a material with 1 proton. It should have 1 electron only, but it gained 2 electrons, and it has now 3 electrons. So materials with no stabilization, electrified, can have, it's the nature, the need of this material is to stabilize so those electrons. This is why we have this finally understanding of electricity. Here, imagine an example that I have a material here with a negative charge and the other material, the red one, with a positive charge. If I connect the two materials using, for example, a cable made of iron or copper or whatever, the nature will make that the electrons that I have here, more than I need, will go to the other material that needs less electrons. This is the nature. The nature will make something here to stabilize the quantity of electrons in each materials. This movement of electrons going from one material to the other is what generates for us the electric energy. This energy produced by this movement of electron. Finally, we get this electric energy and make something to us. For example, if I get this bulb, this lamp, if I connect this to the electric energy, I will get electrons traveling through the lamp, and the electrons traveling will create energy, will generate energy, and the lamp will transform the energy in light. The same thing with this iron. If I connect this to the electric energy, notice that I have 2 cables, one cable made of 2 parts. One part will be connected to a positive and the other to the negative of the electric energy. So the electrons travels through this iron, and the iron transforms the electric energy into heat. The same thing happens here with this motor, this electric motor. If I turn this on, so the electrons that will travel through this motor, and the motor will transform the electric energy into movement. So electricity is from the nature. It's not made by the human, by the man. But what the man did was transform this electricity into electric energy and into something that is good for us. Light, heat, movement, and so on. So this is electricity. I hope you liked my video and see you in the next video.
Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the like below and make sure to subscribe to the channel Playing with Ideas!